Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm looking at the suit of the swords in the series now of Learn Tarot. It's number 5. And again, you look at the number of the card. This is the ace, so ace just means number 1. I don't know why they didn't just do number 1, but the ace may be in accordance with the playing cards back in medieval times. And it shows a cloud with the sword and the crown of triumph, and the wreath means victory. And these little yellow things here are called yods. They represent God's energy in the Hebrew tradition. So that's an interesting card because it can be used to represent God's victory in a way. Oops. Trying to get this so that it looks correct. Okay. Focus. Bring it in. Take a good look at that. And there's mountains in the background. They represent strength and victory as well. So that's number 1. Number 2 is a woman holding up 2 swords. There's a last quarter moon in the sky, which is the waning moon. Yeah, and she's holding 2 swords. She's blindfolded. She's just come through a difficult period represented by the ocean behind her. And maybe the tide is getting low now, representing low energy that happens during the end of the moon cycle. The card stands for difficult communications, decisions, stalemates, not being able to go forward with the plan, for instance. And the swords represent the energy of the mind, the plane of the mind where we make decisions, where we create our thought forms. Okay, the 3 is the 3 of swords is the broken heart card with the clouds and the rain and the sorrow and not a good outcome. If it's in a relationship reading, for instance, any kind of relationship. So this is the card of sorrow. Mental anguish is generally seen in all of the sword cards. This one is somebody resting. It shows one of the Knights Templar, kind of like in repose. It's like a tomb. There's a sword on the tomb. On the wall there are 3 swords, and then a picture up here of the church. Byzantine times, when they were creating a lot of rules, and the Catholic Church was spreading all over Europe. And the knights fought for that, but it's a card that represents rest. It can mean death in combination with other cards, but it's like, on the surface, rest and rethink your plans would be a modern way of looking at this card. Rest and rethink your plans. The illumination always comes from the spiritual plane, represented by that colored glass, stained glass. It's got a picture of Mary and the child. Again, these are the Catholic imagery in here, Christian imagery. Number 4, stagnation, rest, rethink your thoughts. And then comes number 5. A lot of people call this the bully card because he's defeating his other people who have dropped their swords, and he's the victor. So the bully, the victor. This is energy that moves very fast. It also represents a conflict in the mind or relationships. So you want to look at this as a card that represents a conflict, either between people or just in your mind. Again, the mental plane. Words, can be hurtful. Next is the 6. And this is the journey to a better, safer place. Man and a woman in a boat. There's a little child there with her, going across a waterway, which represents transition, movement, getting to a better place. And I think Aleister Crowley called this card the card that represents getting a new mental perspective. So if you change your attitude, your perspective, you change your reality. That's a good meaning for that card, number 6. There was a tarot book by Butler. It's called The Dictionary of the Tarot. I don't know if I still have a copy of it, but that's a good book to get, and it has all the different writers on the tarot. The 7 is the sneaky card. Someone trying to get away with something, either stealing or lying or trying to also on a positive level, it can be like you have too many plans and some of them may work and some of them may not. Again, the 7 is a number of perfection, but if you do look at him, he does look like a rogue, like a thief. He's got this kind of snicker on his face. I don't know if you can see that. Again, the swords represent the mind. So this is like one of the more negative cards in the whole system. Number 8, and she can't see through her own negative thinking. So this is like in life. That's why she see. Number 9, the figure is on a bed, coverlet, has all these symbols of their desires. And there's 9 swords hanging over him. It represents strife and anxiety, sleepless nights, a lot of nervousness, a truly bad time. Can also represent moving into more positive energy, like if it's upside down, that a better perspective will help the person manage their anxieties, or their anxieties are about to go away, because the 9 is a finishing up and an evaluation. You always want to think of that with 9s. Finish, evaluation, get ready for a new beginning. In the 10, now the 10 of swords is pretty gruesome. Got 10 swords going through him. He's lying, he's just been defeated. Be that a battle or defeated by his own ideas, thoughts, or by others. So it finishes up with, not always does it mean death. It does mean defeat though. And those are the minor 1 through 10. And if you can see them, bring the camera over. Yeah, I wish I had a board or something maybe. You can lay them out and study them like that. Might help you. Okay, so those are 1 through 10. Let's put those together and look at the court cards. Again, thinking that they represent the energy of the numbers, the frequency, which are frequencies, which are vibration. And then we have the page. The page represents spying, clearing up one's mind, like getting rid of the clouds in one's life, for instance. And it can represent a need to watch out, like maybe someone is thinking bad thoughts about you or saying bad things about you, and just being aware of your enemies, for instance. It's one of the meanings. Another really negative card is this Knight of Swords. He rushes about, he destroys everything in his path. So this is like the negative aspect of impulsiveness, irrationality. But as you can see, him moving really fast, 50 miles an hour on a horse would be really fast, I guess. That there is an inconsistency there. There is no time for rational thought. There is just impulsive irrationality with the Knight of Swords. And again, these are young people, 1 through 20, 20 through 40. And the astrological symbols are Gemini, Aries, not Aries, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Here's a Queen of Swords. She's really bossy. She's like a lawyer lady nowadays. She can represent justice. She can represent a widower. She can be very strict and disciplined. But she can be fair as well. Not always do they mean to be fickle, especially if the cards come up right side up. And then here's your authority figure, the lawyer, the judge, the person with the most intense vision on a project, for instance, like the director. And these are some ideas about what the cards represent. And with the king, you get some of the symbols of, there's butterflies in the canopy behind him, which represent the soul, energy of the soul, the sword, of course. And things are calm and in order because the trees are nice and stable. There's a few clouds, but it's a nice fair weather day. So those are representing things in order. There will be order. Okay, those are the swords. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I hope you enjoy these videos. Thank you.